maybe you're just starting to get it and you're starting to love it and you're starting to become a addict. You know, sometimes I wonder, maybe I like this stuff a little bit too much, but then I'm like, no, nah, what else? What else would I be doing? If I was doing something else, I would not be near as happy, you know? This is my thing. It's probably your thing too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching YouTube videos of another guy lifting. I gotta tell you today, I cannot get a video intro out to save my life. I'm just gonna hit this, no cuts. Let's see what happens. So what is up, crew? It is September 29th, 2023. I'm ready to roll with today's GST press day, and I've got the hood up already. You know what that means. I wanna be in my little globe, in my little bubble, just putting in work, probably feeling a little bit angry, letting out some emotion, getting in some iron therapy. And that's what today is gonna be all about. I'm gonna kick things off with incline bench press for that upper chest focus. And you know I'm just gonna let it flow from there. We're gonna get some more chest work, shoulder work, tricep work, bicep work, back work. It's a big upper body day. Primary focus on pressing, secondary focus on pulling. And before I get started, I just wanna say that I think it is so important that as men, we're able to find a place where we can push ourselves physically, where we can just let things out, be intense, use our bodies for what they're made for. We're supposed to be doing physical work. We can't just go to the grocery store and do that. We can't just go to our desk job and do that. You can't be doing that stuff in most public places. You're gonna get arrested, to be honest. But the gym, see, the gym's full of weights, heavy weights, and those things are not gonna lift themselves. We're supposed to do that. And we're supposed to do that with intensity. We're supposed to do it hard. And that makes us feel like men. It makes us feel alive. It makes us feel like we're doing what we're naturally supposed to be doing. So if you haven't got to the gym in a while, you need to get in there. I don't want you to be away from the gym for so long that you forget those feelings and what that feels like. Because if you're not feeling that as a man, I don't really think you're living the life that you're supposed to be living. It is so good for us to be pushing ourselves physically, mentally, just feeling like we are in a battle. You know, we need to be feeling like we're in a battle, and we need to feel that on a regular basis. In today's world, you just can't get that in many other places than the gym. And that's really all there is to it. So I cannot wait to get in there, get my blood flowing, work hard, be intense, push myself today. Let's get into it. Like I said, we're gonna kick things off with the incline bench press. So I'm about to hit my first working set, 30-degree incline bench press. Here's what I'm gonna be thinking about. I'm gonna be thinking about a few different things. I'm gonna be driving my legs, my feet into the ground, keeping quad flex in the picture so I don't slouch on the bench. I'm not gonna lift my butt off the butt pad, but I'm gonna keep it light, but it's gonna stay in contact. That's important. I am not gonna take an excessive back arch either. I am not interested in minimizing my range of motion like a power lifter. I am interested in maximizing my range of motion like a bodybuilder, somebody that's going for growth, muscle hypertrophy. That is my goal, and that's how I run my programming. My programming is built for size gains first, and you're gonna see that in my form. I'm also going to lift my head up a little bit, because what I like to do is I like to use my chin as a mental guide, like a pinpoint. I kind of lift it up, kind of drive it towards my upper chest area, because when I'm doing these presses, I'm doing 30-degree incline because I want to focus on upper chest. So I just kind of tie everything in. I get this bubble going with front delts, upper chest, and chin, and I just feel like lifting my chin up keeps me just pegged on this area right here, and that's what you're going to see. So let's get into this first set. It's not a high rep day here. This is just a 3+ set. So what that means is I'm going to focus on 3 reps as my bare minimum, but if I feel good and I feel strong, I can allow myself plus reps. At the same time, I can't allow myself plus reps to failure. It's plus reps to 1 to 2 shy of failure. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, those are feeling a little bit slow today. That's all right. I got plenty of warm-ups in. I did everything right, and I expect the second set to be stronger, a little more explosive, and I still expect a good AMRAP set today. Sometimes that first set can be a little bit slower, and that's just how it goes. All right, I'm back, ready for set number 2 now. If you're anything like me, you look forward to the second set because you know that you're curious. Like, you're curious about how it's going to feel. You're curious to see if that second set effect is going to kick in. 99% of the time it does, and I want to know. Let's get to it. Another 3+. Remember, the plus reps do not go to failure. It's 1 to 2 reps shy of failure at all times on your first 2 sets of any GST core lift. So 3+. Let's get it. Okay, so definitely a slight increase in speed there. Not a huge second set effect today, but that's all right. The reps moved. I got 1 above 3. 3 is my minimum, and I'm happy with that. I can tell you it's not going to be a super high AMRAP though. So what I'm going to do after the AMRAP set, I am going to bust out a volume set. I'm going to cut this weight in half as soon as I'm done. It's a minimal rest, keep the blood flowing, keep the pump coming, and I'm going to knock out 20 reps to get that super connected mind-muscle connection, pump feeling going, burn feeling going in my targeted muscles. Upper chest, front delts, triceps. Final set, AMRAP set. Remember what I'm going to do here. I'm going to hit an AMRAP, and then I'm going to hit a volume set. Now, I got to tell you, I bumped up the safeties 1 notch, and I'm really hoping that the bar doesn't hit at the bottom. I don't think it's going to, but it's going to be close. And yeah, I should have checked before. I know it wouldn't hit 1 notch lower, but I want it to be extra safe. My reps are moving a little slow today. It's just kind of one of those days where you got to be prepared if you're going to hit failure, and that could happen here. Maybe I'll just take it to failure on purpose. I'm not going to decide until I get in there. Yeah, let's get the negative. Whew. That's a perfect setup. I did tick the bar, I think on rep number 3, which kind of sucked. That's just how it goes sometimes though. It made me really lock in my form, hold my chest up, and it made me do that because I did not want to tap the safeties. Turned out to be a good thing, and it was perfect height for catching me on that burnout negative. So let's do the volume set. Volume set's gonna be about 100 pounds. Just keep it simple. I'm just gonna throw the 25, I'll make it a 95. All right, so I don't really want to just upright row the bar up there. We're just going to roll this back into position and get going. All right, volume set for that extra mind muscle connection pump, burn. All right, it's coming on. That was good, man. That's like an extra $2,000 in volume for the day, just on that move. On a day when you feel like you weren't 100% up to where you wanted to be on your true working sets. I love a volume set, man. I love a good freaking volume set. And that is exactly what that was. Upper chest is now pumped, lit. Front delts were firing as well. Yeah, I mean, I got double the pump compared to where I was when I finished my AMRAP set. Let's move on. All right, next move, flat dumbbell presses. I want you guys to try to see where I touch these dumbbells down. It's gonna be in that upper pec armpit area. And that's where I want you to bring your dumbbell presses down to. You get a nice little stretch in the chest, nice full range of motion as usual, and it just feels really good. And the path that your dumbbells follow on the way down is important because that's generally the path that they're gonna follow on the way back up. If you can get a good quality controlled negative, your positive, the lifting portion, is generally gonna feel better. I see that in everybody, and I feel it in myself. Whew. One more. So if you noticed, I'm bringing them down and apart. That's one of the key mental cues that I keep in my head when I'm doing these. Down and apart, up and together. And that doesn't necessarily mean touching the dumbbells together. I really don't like to do that because I don't like the bounce. When they come up and they hit, sometimes they can bounce apart. That's not control to me, that's unpredictable. I like to be stable and in full 100% control of my lifts so I can just be connected. So down and apart, slow, controlled lowering phase. explosive lifting phase following that same path. Bring them close together, but do not tap the dumbbells together because of that unpredictable bounce. Let's try a little different angle here. I still want you to be able to see where I'm bringing those dumbbells to, that outer upper chest area, armpit area. Ooh. Ooh. Yep. Come on. Nope. Yep. Then nope. That's how it goes sometimes. My chest is so full right now. As you know, I shifted to a bulk earlier this week, and I'm super pumped about it, like literally super pumped right now. I had a giant bowl of oatmeal and a chunk of salmon before today's workout. So what I did is I just increased my oatmeal serving by 1.5 times. So instead of doing a cup of dry oats, I did obviously 1.5 cups of dry oats. Now that's a big bowl of oatmeal. That's like 75 grams of carbs from oats, 450 calories from oats. Good protein in there too. It was like 15 grams of protein, which was a nice supplement to the salmon. Salmons gave me that nice healthy fat for the day. Not all of it, but a portion of it. And the carbs, man, the carbs combined with the Gorilla Mode Nitric, yeah, my chest is just, I mean, it's full. It's coming straight out from my clavicles. And that, I love that. You know I love that. You know you got to pump when you flex your chest and it feels like you can't really flex it as much as normal. You know, it's already flexed. It can't flex any farther. All right, let's get this going. Last set. Fill it up some more. Flat dumbbell presses. This is more about the whole chest. Upper, mid, lower. Big set here, big final set, medium reps, 8 to 10. Come on, get in there. Come on. Oh, I'm not gonna get that. Jesus Christ, that was rough. That's the closest I've got to hitting a rep without actually hitting a rep. I'm not even exaggerating, in years. Yeah, I just ran out there, but the pump, whoo. It was a good day on dumbbell presses. That's more times hit and failure than I advocate for, but shit, sometimes that just happens. It was a good day. I need a longer rest period from those last two sets of those flat dumbbell presses. Those were killer. My chest is full, and I know that if I go into my next press movement, I'm gonna lose performance on it. I don't want that. So I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna talk for a little bit. We're gonna talk about transitioning into a bulk, either from a maintenance phase. I'm not gonna talk about it from a deficit. I'll leave that for another day, maybe the next training vlog, because they are different. So if you followed my last vlog, I've been in a maintenance phase for several years. I've maintained my muscle. I've actually got a little bit leaner over the years, and I don't know if that just comes with age or what, but it does seem like it's easier for me to maintain a little bit leaner physique now, and I can't tell you why. The only thing I know that's changed from the past is age. And I'm a little older now. I'm 42 years old, almost 43 in December. So that is that's the significant varying factor there. And I think that that could be the cause. So I've been in maintenance, and I declared in my last vlog that it's time for me to bulk. I haven't done that for a long time, and it's I need to do that. Like, I feel like I'm at a place where I am not at all ready to throw in the towel with my training and my growth. So I'm giving this a good 6 months, bulk time, winter bulking. And the way that I'm transitioning is simple. I think the number one thing that people do with their nutrition is they overcomplicate it, and it makes them fail. So I'm not really interested in failing, and I don't think you are either. So we're gonna keep this simple. If you're in a maintenance phase and you wanna transition to a bulking phase, I'm gonna add roughly 500 calories to each day's intake. This is not a big jump. I always eat 5 meals per day, and that's gonna be simple for me. It's gonna be a 100 calorie increase per meal, no big deal. And the thing is I care about what I total up to at the end of the day. So if I forget to add 100 calories to meal number 3, it's not a big deal. All I'm gonna do is add 200 calories to meal 4, or 200 calories to meal 5, and that's it. That's gonna account for that loss in calories from earlier in the day. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna stress out about it. The second thing that people do to fail with their nutrition approach is they create rules and restrictions that are nonsensical. They don't need to be followed for success, and then they stress about following them. And if they don't follow them, they view themselves as a failure. That's another thing you can avoid. So that was a good example where I said, if I forgot 100 calories in one of my meals, if I created that restriction for myself that I wasn't allowed to do that, which would be totally unnecessary, I would think of that day as a failure because I couldn't get that meal back. But that's nonsense. And all I have to do is hit my totals at the end of the day, and that's how I'm going to make my progress. And that's science-backed. That is not just bro science. That's not a myth. That is how it works. You can't get around that. It's physics. So stop creating restrictions for yourself that aren't necessary. It leads to your failure, and that's in anything that you do. That's in nutrition. That's in training. That's in business building. That's in relationship building, all those things. Stop doing that. And don't overcomplicate things. Like I said, all I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be increasing 500 calories per day. I am not going to change my protein intake because I base protein intake off lean body mass. And my lean body mass didn't change from last week to this week. And it's not going to change that much from this week to 6 months from now. You know, if I add 3 pounds of muscle, 4 or 5 pounds of muscle, that would be amazing. But you can see that's not a huge change in lean body mass. So my protein needs wouldn't even change that much. If I'm eating like 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass, and my lean body mass goes up 5 pounds, that's a difference of 5 grams to 7.5 grams of protein. That's per day. So you can see that if you're getting ideal protein intake in based on lean body mass, you don't really ever have to change your protein except for, you know, long-term gains. Obviously, if you're gaining like 30 pounds of lean mass, 20 pounds of lean mass, it becomes more significant. But from 1 month to 6 months, you really don't have a big need to change your protein intake. The most variable macronutrient by far is carbs. And that's the bulk of the calories that I'm going to be using to increase my calorie intake 500 per day. Now for fats, I'm sticking around 25% of my total calorie intake is going to be fats. And that sets me, you know, I've done the numbers, I've done the math. I should say ran the numbers and done the math. That puts me in my general healthy need for fat requirements. It gets me to that required number. And so what I can really do is I could just leave my fats where they are right now because I'm already at that number that I'm happy with and that is generally accepted to be required for fats. Or I can take the 500 calories, I can take 25% of that, so 125 calories, and I can add 125 calories of fat to my daily intake, and then the other 375 would be from carb intake. That's probably what I'll do. I like doing that. That's the approach I like more than just leaving fats alone. And one of the main reasons for that is because a lot of carb sources, they do contain some trace fats. You know, like you have some trace fats in oats, you have trace fats in like yogurt, stuff like that. And unless you're talking about like fruits and things like that, those are just pure carb sources. But there are trace fats, and so fats are going to increase naturally with increased carb intake. So I don't mind bumping up the fats. I'm going to do a 500 calorie increase per day, 25% of those calories coming from fats roughly, 75% of those calories coming from carbs roughly. And that's it. I'm not going to stress myself out. That's how I'm starting this bulk. And you're going to see, I'm going to have a great start, maybe gain a little weight from extra food volume, maybe gain a little weight from some water retention. Maybe I won't gain any weight at all right away, but I'm going to reassess as I go. And that's what I recommend you do yourself. All right, that's plenty long rest. I think I got into a little bit of a rant there on some deeper nutrition topics, but that's all right. That's what happens. You see, I could talk about this stuff for hours. If I had somebody to be here discussing this stuff with me and having a conversation with me, we'd do like a 5-6 hour podcast, no problem. And eventually that's going to happen, but not today. Today, it's time for me to get back into my GST press day. I got pull work coming up for that twice weekly pull frequency, and I'm going to do some, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do after I shut this off. I really felt like hitting some chin-up grip pull-downs today, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, you're going to see when I do these, I pull the bar down to my mid-lower chest area because I'm going to be pulling with my elbows in my head. It's all about the elbow pull, and that's just where the bar naturally comes down to when you're doing a chin-up grip. Chin-up grip is underhand grip. So you saw how I was doing those. My grip is about shoulder width apart. Mentally, I am pulling with my elbows. That's my number one cardinal rule for any rowing movement, horizontal or vertical. You need to get your elbows on your mind, and you need to pull your elbows towards your back pockets. You cannot pull with your hands. Your hands are hooks. You can't pull with your biceps. Your biceps, they're going to work on their own. You cannot stop them from working during rows or any pull-up variation, any vertical pull. But you also can't think about them. They're not the primary mover. The muscles of your back are the mid-back muscles, the rhomboids, the teres muscles, the lats, those big lats, those wings. That's what gives you the nice width. And you have to think about that part of your body when you're doing your rows. And pulling with your elbows and pulling your elbows down and back, that's how you build that back-mind muscle connection. I have a client in here. He's been with me for a while, over a year. And building the back connection takes time. Just within the last month, he started to mention how when he does his pull downs, he actually is connected with his lats. And it's a process. It's a skill. It's tough to connect with muscles that you can't see. And you cannot see your back muscles when you're working your back. But with time, effort, perseverance, now he's connected with his back. And he's never going to lose that connection. So he's going to be able to connect with his back and grow it, strengthen it, build it for years to come now. So put in the time, think about the right things, and you'll make your progress, and you're going to get better at weightlifting, bodybuilding, growth, all that stuff. It just takes time. Keep at it. Easy stuff today, guys. Okay. Whew. That was another high quality set right there. So elbows, pulling with my elbows, getting them down towards the floor, getting them back towards my back pockets, doing both those things. I had a burn in the lats specifically, a connection with my lats specifically. And that's a rewarding feeling when you're doing pull downs, because it's not always easy to get that. I am pulling explosively, you can tell. I'm driving down hard, getting that squeeze, thinking about the right things, and then I'm lowering the weight, lowering the weight on the stack, raising the weight, through the range of motion technically, but I'm releasing the weight slowly. Sometimes when I watch my videos back, I think that, I'm kind of surprised at how slow some of my reps are on those negatives. But I think it's good. It helps me a lot. It gets me, more time under tension, otherwise known as TUT, more time under tension. I'm doing a little more work. It's more time for me to connect. And there's evidence out there that the negative portion of the lift is actually more important than the positive. And so if I can get more time in that negative portion, I think that's only beneficial for me. Slower controlled reps at certain points in each rep is safer. It's just more sound, more stable. I like it better, and I recommend it. This is just good quality lifting right here, guys. There's that lat squeeze right there. Right there. I gotta go a couple more. It's feeling too good. There we go. That was nice. Whew, man, that was a nice exercise. I'm not gonna lie. That one felt so good. I'm glad I chose that for the pull day today. And it's crazy. My chest is just still full. It is like a water balloon that is about ready to pop, man. Whew. Not to mention the lats too. Whew, man. Whew. I feel lumpy. Real lumpy. You ever get that natural high when you're lifting? I got that right now. Man, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. I got a chest pump, a delt pump, a lat pump, and I am flying high right now. You got to get in the gym. You have to get in the gym and get this feeling. This feeling is hard to top. Like I always say, it's not impossible to top, but it is up there on the list of feeling good in life. And there's just something about it. And if I could give it to you through this video, I would, but I can't do that. You have to get in the gym and you have to do the work. You have to get the endorphins, the adrenaline. You have to feel the sensations, the physical sensations, and the mental sensations of positivity, man. Making progress, like doing something for yourself. And then you'll get that nice natural high. That's what I've got going on right now. I just had to come in and talk to you about it. Let's keep this medium rep train rolling. Shoulder focus work, dumbbell overhead, seated, military press. That was great delt focus right there. Front delts, medial delts. I do these just like my dumbbell presses, really. Down and apart, up and together. But again, I don't tap because I don't like to bounce dumbbells off each other during the reps. It's unpredictable and you don't know where they're gonna go when they bounce. Plus it just beats up the equipment and this is my shit, so I don't wanna beat it up. All right, 3 sets of these, 1 set in the bank, 2 to still be deposited, and we'll just keep it rolling. More footage to come. Overhead presses. Let's get another good one in. I'm going to take these nice and slow, steady, controlled, and really try to move my arms evenly. I have a tendency to push one of these dumbbells up and back a little bit, and then one kind of forward, which drives me bonkers in the mirror because I'm just kind of a little OCD for symmetry, and it drives me nuts. Yeah. Last one. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you know, I know it's just like it just has to do with how you go through life, what you do. If you're on a computer a decent amount per day, the hours, you're sitting kind of crooked, you know, you're reaching forward with one arm to move the mouse, one arm is back a little bit. We don't really sit symmetrical all the time and perfectly, so we just get these imbalances, but it's something that you can try to correct. Use the mirror. So for me, when I push up, one dumbbell is always more forward, one's always more back, and I can tell that one is a little bit more rotated than the other two. So I think it's worth paying attention to that. Some people might call it neurotic, OCD, and that's fine. It doesn't have to matter what they say, because you're trying to make your body move in the way that it's supposed to, you know, symmetrical from side to side. Be picky, you know, be picky with your training, be picky with your form. It's not a bad thing. All right, compounds are done. 30-degree incline presses, flat dumbbell presses, chin-up grip pull-downs, seated overhead dumbbell presses. Compounds are kaput. Let's get going on arm work, all right? Standing barbell curls. This one's never failed me. It's been a staple in my arm work since day one. I don't think anybody hasn't had barbell curls as a staple in their arm work from day one, to be honest. 10 reps, medium reps. No problem. Yeah. All right, that was good. So barbell curls, I'm not doing wall curls here where I'm trying to be as strict as possible. There's gonna be a little bit of body rock. I mean, I have 95 pounds on the bar. It's not a ton of weight relative to what I've seen other guys lift. It's plenty to hit your biceps hard though. My point is that at the middle of this lift, I got 95 pounds out in front of me. So I have to kind of move a little bit with the weight. It's called body English. If you use it and you're controlled with it and you know what you're doing, you have to take advantage of it. It helps you get more volume, more reps. And truth be told, just from that one set, I'm already pumped in the bicep there. Whether that's the Gorilla Mode, I think it is, because guys, I got to tell you, my chest is still full, which is ridiculous. It's been like a half an hour since my chest lift. Derek, from More Plates, More Dates, good job, man. Good job. All right, set number 2. You know, I have a feeling I might get a little sloppy on this one. That first one was tough. I got to admit, you know, that was not straight through. There was a rest pause there, so I might get a little sloppy on these. Whew. Ooh, come on. Yes, let's get this shit. Huh, one more. Whew. Yeah. Whew. That was better than I expected, I'll tell you that, man. The second set effect showed up to the party on these. Thank you, second set effect. Set number 3 coming up. Okay, this time I swear this is going to be a rough set. You know when you gave it your all on the first couple sets and you're starting to feel that fatigue at the end of the previous set. You know, some moves, you just run out of steam and you can't just muster up energy from nowhere. This is one of those sets. I feel like there's a definite chance that I could hit a wall here, and a quick, sudden one at that. God damn, or I could go through nicely. Here we go, one more. Ooh. That was a nice set. Biceps threw me for a loop today. I gotta say that. I thought I was gonna be shot for number 3. 8 reps straight, powered through. 9, good. Little rest. 10, up. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Good old rope press downs. Let's see what these are all about today. Now when I pull down on these, I'm going to be pulling down and slightly apart. That's going to be my goal. Whew. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh. Whew. Man, the burn. Talk about the burn on that. Chest is still full, by the way. There you can see the chest pop right off the clavicle like that. Man, I can't believe it's still full though. It's been like 40 minutes now. Ah. Whew. Oh. Oh, man. Ah. Oh, there's just so much burn. Oh, the burn, man, so much. Oh. Ooh. God damn. Oh. Yikes. Well. That's about all I can say. The day is done, my friend. This was a killer day. The nitric kicked in strong as a mother today. You know, I've been talking about the chest pump basically from that first exercise, and man, what a hell of a day. This was a quality day. Started off kind of rough with the slow reps on the core lift, that 30-degree incline press, but I got in that zone, kicked it up multiple notches, finished strong, and I'm leaving satisfied. And that's the feeling that I love. That's the feeling that I'm trying to get you to get. You might already be getting it. Maybe you've been getting it for years. Maybe you're just starting to get it, and you're starting to love it, and you're starting to become a addict. You know, sometimes I wonder, maybe I like this stuff a little bit too much, but then I'm like, no, nah, what else would I be doing? If I was doing something else, I would not be near as happy, you know? This is my thing. It's probably your thing too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching YouTube videos of another guy lifting. I do the same thing though. I watch other guys lift on YouTube like every day. Sometimes when I work out, I got the TV up there. I'll throw on motivational videos, just guys working out, hard music. That's the best. And that's because I love it. And I hope you do too. Now I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go feed my torn down muscles. I think it's going to be chicken breast, maybe a packet of ramen, sweet chili ramen and chicken breast. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be so good, and I'm looking forward to it. So I need to get in there. I need to get in the house right now and get that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Man, I felt like today was a good day, really great content, and I am just happy to bring it to you. And that's it. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.